So if you're searching for a cool cage for the Blackmagic Cinema Camera, you're in luck, because today we're going to talk about one. So this is the cage we're going to talk about today. I actually don't know if it has a real name of some sort. I think it's only called BC07. It's from my good friend, obviously from China. And now maybe let's talk a bit about the features that we have here. It's a bit hard to start over. I think we start with the monitor mount. So we have this mount for a monitor. So basically we have a rod connector on the top. So we can just open up this bracket and we can reposition the rod that is in it. And from this rod we have this bracket connected, and which we can also reposition how we like. And then on this bracket we have the actual holder for the monitor. My monitor is now too big for this holder. It interferes a bit with this bracket, with this part. It's not too bad though, because this is mainly used for more an EVF. If you have an EVF, this is a perfect bracket to attach it to your cage and to your camera, because it's very solid, very rigid. I have to just force it down here. Now we have it really rigid and solid connection. But maybe you don't like this connection. This is totally cool. Then you just drop it off and you don't use it. Because this part here is only screwed on with two Allen screws that we can unscrew here from the top plate of the cage. So on top of the cage we have the handle, and the handle also has rod connectors. So basically normal 50mm rod connectors that we also have underneath. Basically this is for top rods, and this you can use for monitor holders, for example, or you can attach a follow focus, a matte box, whatever you like. This you just get upside down, works also flawlessly. And of course we have this very big handle here. This handle is pretty cool because we not only have not only one but two flash brackets, so we can attach, for example, an LED light or something like this, or any other accessory that we want to attach with a flash bracket, like maybe a video mic. We can attach it right here on the handle. But we also have 1/4 inch UNC threads all over the handle, but also on the top of the handle we have 3/8 inch threads. So we can basically attach many things only to this handle. We also have like little ripples here for the fingers to grab it a bit better. I like this a lot. And also you can see here are screws in there in the handle. This is for repositioning, because you need to lose these 4 screws to reposition the handle. But this is okay because of this. It's really solid, really sturdy. You don't have to fear that it drops at some point. So let's have a look at the top plate of the cage. The top plate has not only these long holes that is used to screw in like the monitor holder or the handle grip. Now we also have different threads, of course. The threads basically are all over this cage. So we have 3/8 inch threads as well as 1/4 inch threads on top of the cage. So we can also attach a magic arm or whatever you like again. And while we are at it, as you can see on the left side or on the right side, we have these 2 screws here. Basically these are Allen screws, and you can lose them to reposition this part of the cage, so you can make it taller, so you have a little bit of gap between the camera and the cage. I like it actually to fit tight on top of the camera, but maybe you don't like it. You can reposition this. But also you have, as you can see here, threads all over the place. Also on the other side, threads are all over the place, and are also 1/4 inch threads, so you can connect basically any accessory that you like again. So this cage ships with a ridiculously big quick release plate for the cage. You can see this is pretty nice for some studio work. Personally, I don't like them that much. I think it's a bit too big, but if you like it, you can use it, of course. If not, that's not a problem, because you also have, of course, 1/4 and 3/8 inch threads underneath the base plate. Pretty cool. All over the place again, we have these threads. So while we are at the base plate, what we also have, on this side we have 2 screws. This one is to lock the quick release plate, the original one, and other screws are to lock, of course, the rods, so we can reposition the rods, which makes pretty much sense. By the way, every screw on here, these silver screws that you can see here, is repositional. So you can position them just as you like. You don't have to rely on the position, you can just change it if the lever is in the way. And what you also already might have seen is that we have an ARRI rosette mount here on the side, on both sides actually. And yeah, there we can fit every standard accessories on, like handles if you want to get this on your shoulder. Pretty cool and very nice to have. What you can also see in the back, we have this little lever here, because actually the camera sits on a quick release plate, a very big quick release plate, which you might see here. The thing is, even if we release it, we cannot get the camera out because the cage is on top. Basically, if you use a cage on a regular basis, you might not want to get your cam out of the cage because there's no need to do it. But maybe you don't want to use the whole top mount. So this is a thing, maybe you only want to use the base with the rod holders and the ARRI rosette mount. As you can see here, we have screws again. So we can just unscrew this from the base plate and remove the whole top part if you don't like it, and can use it in any way we want. It's pretty fast, and it's also Allen screws again. I think what I don't have to tell you is that this thing is kind of heavy. So this is a very rigid and a very big and a very large and a very solid cage. So with this setup I have around, I think, 2 to 3 kilograms in my hand right now, which is kind of heavy, of course, for running gun stuff, and which is kind of heavy for when you travel a lot. But if you are into cages, I think you can see the benefits of this one. I think it's a really cool one because it's very rigid and you can customize it a bit. There are many great cages that they look pretty cool, I think. Many cages look pretty awesome, but they're not that feature rich. This is how it looks when we remove the top part. So you can see this is the top part with the handle and the top plate, and you can see here the screws that you screw through these long holes. But of course you can also use it only in this configuration. So we have the base plate, but also these parts here where we screw the top part in. You know, it goes through these long holes on the side, and then you screw it tight. But you can also use it in this constellation, which is pretty cool because now we have many additional 1/4 inch threads on the side, on both sides, to add many accessories or whatever we like. Of course, we can also remove these two things, these two brackets again, and only use the base plate with the ARRI rosette mount and the rods, of course. Now let's have a final look at the base plate. So basically now I can remove the camera with the base plate. You can see the base plate is really big. Pretty cool one actually. And you can see this is the whole base plate design of the cage. Now we can of course get it in again. Pretty cool to have all these connections, and of course the ARRI rosette mount, which is pretty cool. The much more higher priced cages have these mounts usually, but now also in a relatively cheap cage. So this is it. Cage design for the Blackmagic Cinema Camera. Pretty cool, pretty nice design, pretty nifty, very feature rich. I like this a lot when you have so much features on things. I think you already noticed that with my videos that I like features a lot. And I like this cage a lot actually. I don't know if I will use it on every shoot because sometimes it's maybe a bit too heavy just if I don't own a car, you know, and I go around the block by train and the subway, and then getting that much weight is not that cool. But when I get a car for a bigger production, it's definitely thing I would choose, because the sturdiness that you add to your camera, you know, and the safety that you get is pretty amazing, pretty cool, and that's for a pretty good price. So now, thank you for watching, and I hope I see you next time. Bye.